Okay, we are getting in game number 2 between Klavskis and Whitecourt. Klavskis is 1-0 ahead, and this time it's again a nomad start. So nomad start again for the players, and they start with a university and a siege workshop. That's a really interesting building to start with. Like, you could go for like a fast castle and defend with mangonels, or even a fast imp, because you already have 2 castle age buildings here to advance imperial age. That's 400 woods that you don't need if you go for something like a fast imperial. We see Persians versus Saracen. Persians a really good civilization to have and a nomad start because they start with extra food and wood. That's 50 extra food and woods if I'm correct here. Whitecourt actually using a village scout to find the water buffalo here, and now he's going to scout around with his water buffalo. We do see berries, we do see boars for the players, 2 boars, a lot of water buffalo, bit of gold. Ooh. Map generation, not that good for yellow Whitecourt here. Main gold forward, 2 other gold piles forward as well, stone forward, and this TC is over here. So actually no gold or stone in the back here. That's really bad for him. Let's compare that to Klavskis' map. He does have the berries a bit closer to his town center. Does have 2 boars in the back. His golds are also forwards. As you can see here, gold forwards. Does have a stone, which is safer. Second stone safer as well. And yeah, so not the best map for both players. So both players having forward resources. I think the gold from yellow here is maybe a bit more forward, and he also has the hills here, which could pose a problem. Well, actually the hills same for Klavskis here as well. So yeah, I am going to speed it up a bit because this is a recording. Unfortunately, I was not able to cast the games live, but from the round of 8 I want to cast every possible game of this tournament, just because like the map generation, I really love it. We have seen some really crazy map generations, which of course hasn't been the most fair for the players, but that's what this tournament was. Everything was all about random everything deluxe. Everybody has a chance to win versus everyone on these settings. So Nomad's probably going to be a slow start, and a lot of times we see like not a lot of feudal pressure, maybe like 1 or 2 scouts, maybe a few archers if you have a civilization that can go for crossbows. Persians, I think Klavskis will go feudal age and make a few scouts and then go castle age into knights. Whitecourt here, he could maybe go for archers in the feudal age and then get them upgraded to crossbow, but the only problem is like starting with a siege workshop. Like most of the time when you go archers into crossbows in the castle age, early castle age, you can do a lot of damage because the archers, sorry, in a big number can deal with the knights early on, and if your opponent wants to go for defensive mangonels, they need to spend 200 wood on a siege workshop and then the wood for a mangonel, which is, let me see, how much does a mangonel cost? It's 160 wood and 135 gold. So in total that would have been 360 wood and 135 gold. That's something that you don't really have early castle age. But now that's 200 wood less. So if you go for crossbows and your opponent gets castle age, they can easily make a mangonel to defend. So I don't know if going into feudal age archers into crossbows is the best idea here. Okay, let's just speed it up a bit. Both players are just going to learn their boars. They're pretty standard here. Few villagers on woods, taking the berries. Both players doing the same. Whitecourt actually making the mill as well, because of course you need the mill if you want to go for blacksmith market. He's already taking the second boar here, while Whitecourt is still taking his first boar, I presume. Oh no, sorry. There's the first boar. I'm too slow today, so that's already the second boar. To see 1 villager difference and no loom for each player. So villager difference could be of idle time, but also because of the bonus for the Persian. So for the people who don't know, Persian town centers, they work faster. So they, as you can see here, feudal age, castle, imperial age, 10% faster in feudal age, 15 castle age, and 20 in imperial age. And this is actually for everything. So this is for the villagers being reduced, but also when you click up to the next stage. So if both players click up at the same time, the Persian player will actually reach the next stage faster than his opponents. And of course, villagers being produced 10% faster will also mean that you can get a small villager lead. Like as you can see here in the Dark Age, Klavskis has already one more villager than Whitecourt does. And in the feudal age, town centers will work 15% faster instead of 10%, so that's even a bigger potential villager gap here. We see barracks coming up for Klavskis. Skipping 4 on woods. No, actually 8 on woods. Normally if you want to go for scout rush, you see the players going 2 lumber camps, 10 on woods. So I don't think he's going heavy into scouts. May potentially only make like 1 or 2 to scout around with, since he only scouted his own base at this point. Check the scouting from Whitecourt. Whitecourt actually scouting a lot more, but still not scouting his enemy, because you don't want to give like an extra water buffalo to your opponent, because they are 150 foot. So yeah, don't want to give your opponents too much extra resources in this game. Whitecourt actually going for a fast castle here, because he still hasn't clicked up to the next stage. He does have the food for it. If he wants to, he could just drop off the food and could have already clicked up. And he will probably click up now. Yes, there we go, clicking up to the feudal age just when Klavskis hits the feudal age. So 24 versus 20 villager difference. 2 of those are probably because of the age up. You see a barracks coming up for Whitecourt now, and a stable, yes, a stable for the Persian player Klavskis here. So Klavskis will be going probably for the same strategies. He's already walling up his base quite nicely. He's going to wall towards his siege workshop and the university over here, and then he's making a nice wall with the buildings on the sides. See if he has a scout queued up. Probably does. Yeah, actually 3 scouts queued up. 3 scouts queued up from Klavskis here. Finding some more food for him. 3 on gold from Whitecourt. Ooh, 3 on gold could indicate fast castle or archers. Probably fast castle, since you need more on gold if you want to go into archers. Also some nice walls here to wall towards the town center and lure the villagers, the scouts, enemy scouts, into the town center. Let's see the buildings which Whitecourt is going to make here. See more walls coming up, and we see blacks. Ooh, stable market. So this time he's going for stable market instead of blacksmith market. He probably learned from his mistake in the first game, where he went for a blacksmith market and he got kind of destroyed, I would say. Good reaction time there, garrisoning, getting a bit of a hit on the scouts from Klavskis. Here, yeah, scout's not going to do too much. Could maybe run around over here. No, actually, Whitecourt completely walling off the wood line, just making even the gate there, so he doesn't even want the villagers to run beneath, closing the gate there, so it doesn't accidentally open. And that could have been a nice move here. Yeah, look at that, killing off one of the scouts as well. So really nice start for Whitecourt here, if he is able to survive until the castle age. Now, skirmisher coming forwards, because Klavskis was not on gold yet. So the first game he went earlier to gold, which allowed him to make archers, and now he doesn't have the gold, and he's adding in a few skirmishers. Like I said, we are not seeing any village archers, since like each castle age make a mangonel and you could kill all of them. lose a villager here. He's already adding in some spears, and he will probably add in some knights or camels when he reaches Castle Age, and then he can clean up those spearmen. 10 HP, 9. Yeah, he's going to lose one chick over there. This one should maybe stay alive. I don't know. But let's see where the other golds are. Of course, like I said, all the golds forwards. Yikes. Yeah, he's going to lose second one as well. And he's going to run away with this chick to try and save her. So now, no more golds coming in for Whitecourt. And he only has 28 gold. He did queue up a camel, as we heard there. Experiment getting picked off by the skirmishers. And he's using the market to sell some resources, of course. Luckily for him, Saracens do have the market bonus. So selling resources, selling and buying resources is more efficient for them. A smart move from Whitecourt, trying to secure the gold, making it easy over here. Of course, with the water, he couldn't make it against the gold. Couldn't make it any better there. Klavskis throwing away all the skirmishers and scouts here to the camels from Whitecourt. So looking good for Whitecourt here, even though he is, yeah, look at the villager difference already. 37 versus 29 villager difference. And what are these walls from Klavskis? These are major walls. Look like he's playing arena here. And actually making like a second wall here on the gold. And now he's clicking up to the castle age as well. So Klavskis will be behind in TCs compared to Whitecourt for some time, but Persian bonus with fast working town centers will probably keep up there for the time being. So when Klavskis hits castle age, he will still have the villager lead, I think. We will see 5 villagers come extra for Whitecourt. Yeah, Klavskis should still be ahead. And let's check the resource from Klavskis. No, actually, a bit too much on gold. Doesn't actually have the wood to drop down an extra town center. But he is going for 2 stables. Second stable from Klavskis here. So he will be going 2 stable camels, I presume, since we already saw camels from Whitecourt. Getting bloodlines and skill boarding. Ooh, so Klavskis will have the upgrade advantage versus Whitecourt here. But saying that, Whitecourt is on 3 town centers, so that's looking good for him. And now we do see he did get the villager lead right before Klavskis hit the castle age. He does almost have enough wood for next town center. But where is he going to place it? Oh, actually, sorry about that. He's already placing a new town center. So he's going 2 town centers here. Maybe see town center number 3 over here or on the gold. Probably want to make it on the gold somewhere. Oh, he's actually make it over here. Yeah, that's close to the gold, and it's also good on the wood line. So pretty good town center placements for him. And with 3 versus 3 town centers, he should be able to catch up with villager production if he is able to keep all of them producing. He's going to take the fight here. Does have more upgrades on his units, but Klavskis, yeah, look at this. 2 for 1, I think. Or were those, yeah, 2 camels for Whitecourt going down for 1 camel from Klavskis. So looking good for them. Villager military leads 7-3, 7-3, and Whitecourt made a scorpion. Okay, so maybe he was expecting Klavskis to make extra skirmisher archers. A few idle time here. We need town centers and camels. Needs to make a bit more army. I feel like Whitecourt is focusing too much on his boom and is not making enough army to defend. And now he's going for monks. Monks are a really good idea, since you can, yeah, there we go. I think he got a conversion in here. they can heal up your own wounds and also convert an enemy camel, and that will be one less army for him and one more army for you, and that's a really big power shift, I would say. Yeah, Whitecourt, I feel like if you are playing Saracen versus Persians, 3TC boom, like that's like standard, your opponent is going for 3TC boom as well, then you will be running behind in villagers if the game goes on for long, so maybe try to do some damage or try to go for an even bigger boom with 4 town centers. Because if he is like going with the same strategy as the Persians, I think the Persians should just win here with their economy advantage. So Whitecourt at this point still in front of the villager counts. So 71 versus 62. Maybe Klavskis is unable to keep all town centers producing. Of course, because the town centers produce faster villagers, you also need more food coming in to keep all those 3 TCs running. So the villagers now, TCs now are working 50% faster. And with 3 TCs, that means that we also need a lot more farms to keep the 3 town centers producing. And Klavskis, is also adding in a lot of army, something that Whitecourt is not doing. So yeah, he's always going to be struggling for the food, and he might have some idle time in town centers like now where he is housed, and he will not be able to catch up to Whitecourt's villager count. So that's pretty good for Whitecourt. It's pretty lucky for him, but because of course he doesn't know that. He doesn't know that Klavskis is getting housed. Oh, losing another villager on gold here. Pay attention to his monks. You don't want to lose your monks to a mangonel shot. Klavskis cannot really engage the monks here, and he's just maybe attacking the buildings here. Pikeman upgrade as well. Pikeman upgrade for Whitecourt. Mangonel running into TC fire there. Look at HP. 22 HP and both Mangonels hitting each other. Klavskis throwing away his Mangonel here. Was already damaged a lot from the TC fire, and Whitecourt able to pick it off with his own Mangonel. I think he was 94 of the 50 HP, and he used his villager there to heal it back up. But second siege workshop coming up. Second siege workshop from Klavskis, and forward barracks as well. Interesting second siege workshop since he isn't using his first one. He also went for a monastery and is collecting some of the relics, something that Whitecourt actually has not done. Does he know about relic location? It seems there's only 2 relics in the middle of the map here. There's some more on the outside, but I think that neither of the players scouted those. So now we see Klavskis being pushed back a bit here. We see Whitecourt going forward with pikemen, Mangonel, and monks, which at this point pretty much counter the army composition from Klavskis here. Klavskis is full camel. Klavskis is trying to counter a pikeman by making pikemen of his own. It will take some time before he gets numbers up, and a great forward castle here from Whitecourt. Maybe could have built it even more forward, because if he could build it like over here on the hill, it would have been protecting his gold a bit more, because now it's protecting this gold, but the gold, like, it's pretty awful to take. You can make mining camp here and take some villagers from this side and then use some villagers from this side, but it's not too efficient. So if you need a lot of gold income, you need to go out to this gold as well. Let's see how Klavskis is going to deal with this pressure. He is making a monastery in the back of his base, maybe, because I see the relics going back here. He's probably going to make a second monastery, because he is already thinking about losing this one. And oh no, Whitecourt not paying attention there to the Mangonel fire. 3 Mangonels going down for 3 for 1 trade there for Klavskis. And oh no, another town center on the gold. But Klavskis going with all the camels and picking off a lot of villagers there, but at the same time losing all of his camels, and that was a really nice honor shot. Attack ground tear, really nice honor shot, and Klavskis is going to lose so much of his army here. Look at the KD, 36 to 28 for Whitecourt here. That was a really good engagement for him, killing so many of the camels from Klavskis. And Klavskis, he did kill a few villagers and some military. He was able to pick off the monks, but that's not a favorable engagement for him. So looking really good for Whitecourt. He is a bit behind to the Imperial Age, but he does have the villager needs that he needs here in this fight. So what will players be going for in the Imperial Age? Whitecourt could maybe add in some Mamelukes, which he's doing now. Going for a few Mamelukes and probably going Halberdier as well. Let's see in the stable. No, not seeing any extra stables coming up. Ranges? I don't know. Don't think that we're going to see range units in early Imperial. But we will probably see siege. We should be seeing some like onagers or something coming out. Halberdier onagers composition from the players, even though Klavskis here is making some rams. Yeah, actually Klavskis going for rams. That's an interesting choice from him. Let's see what he will do here in the Imperial Age as the Persians. Yeah, Halberdier as well coming in for him as well. So we will see Halberdier rams versus Halberdier and some Mamelukes. Interesting choices coming up. Not using the stables, of course, because cavalry will get chewed up by the Halberdier and the Mamelukes composition. Whitecourt still doing tech into Halberdier. Doesn't have the resources for it, needs a bit more gold before he can get the Halberdier upgrade. And the Whitecourt actually going for crossbowmen? Crossbowmen. Both players are getting chemistry, so they will add in some hand cannons. But crossbowmen? Wait. Yeah, they do get hand cannons. Why would you not go for hand cannons? Interesting that he's stacking into chemistry. Well, chemistry does affect the crossbows as well, but he's going for crossbow arbalest upgrade. Still hasn't gotten the Halberdier upgrade, which means that here in this fight, Klavskis does have a bit of an advantage because like Halberdier gives your units more attack, more armor, more HP. So Klavskis going to take the better fight here. I think could have been a mistake here. I think you should have prioritized getting Halberdier first, because you already have those units on the field. He already had so many pikemen, and look at the military production numbers now. Whitecourt was in front for so long, and now he's 37 versus 13 military. Oh, and it's just because he didn't get a Halberdier upgrade first. Like, they do get Halberdier, right? Oh my god, I'm such a moron. I'm sorry, I'm such a moron. Actually, Saracens don't get Halberdier. Newcaster here. And yeah, then it would have... Yeah, I thought that both players were going for Halberdiers, but since he doesn't get Halberdier, I think he should have already been making archer units in the Castle Age instead of an Imperial Age. And now we see hand cannon, halberdiers, and bombard cannon versus arbalest, pikemen. And yeah, we all know this is going. Rams will soak the arrow fire, and the hand cannon will kill the arbalest. Like if you're going for arbalest, you should have been making crossbows in the Castle Age, I presume. You should have stopped making so many pikemen and added in the crossbows Castle Age while it was going up to him. But the ram choice here, man, the ram choice was so strong from Klavskis. Already took down one castle. May take down the second castle here. I think there's so many villagers repairing that it could stay up here. Throwing away the Mangonel for free versus the Helmet here. Well, he should have been using the Mangonel to kill the rams here. That's a bit sloppy from Whitecourt. So many villagers repairing. He is going to run out of stone in a few seconds here. But it seems like the castle is going to stay up. Yeah, the ram choice was a lot stronger than I anticipated. Let's see what is here. Over here, sneaky stables near the economy from Whitecourt. And the right hand side is just a outpost. And it's going on there. Finally collected some of the relics. As you can see here, Klavskis already has 4 relics in his monasteries. I think he did make a monastery in the back of his base. Yes, he did make a monastery over there to keep his relics more secure, because at one point it looked like he was going to lose the front. Still a big villager lead for Whitecourt, and population also looking good for him, so nothing is lost here. Can still win it. There's a pause between the players. But yeah, needs something to counter this bomber cannon. He needs bomber cannon on his own. Just check if Saracens get bomber cannon before I say something stupid. Yeah, they do. So they should be going for his own bomber cannons and trebuchets to counter these. But he's losing another castle. Oh, no castles, and now we already see spam coming into his economy. Nothing to protect him here. He didn't fall off his eco, and this will be really, really bad for him unless he addresses it. But the stables are so close to his economy. Look at how close stables are to raids. Desperately making a town center to protect his economy. On the front has nothing to deal with his bombard cannons and trebuchets. So without a castle you cannot make your own traps. He is making his bombard cannons to counter the bombard cannons. Klavskis getting a good hits here on the hand cannons, and they do splash damage. So good for him. The raids here are really, really big. Look at how many dead bodies are over here. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, there's so many dead villagers. So many dead villagers for Whitecourt. Because Whitecourt had the villager lead, and look at the count now. 30 villagers behind Klavskis. So the raiding here really turning it around. And let's see if Whitecourt is replenishing his villager count. Yeah, he is. He's making new villagers. It's really tough there, really tough, because you need to spend the food on making new villagers while you want to spend the food on your military units. See, ballistic coming in, elite skirmisher as well. Skirmisher to deal with arbalest. Siege rams, of course, are really nice added here from Whitecourt to soak up the fire from the hand cannons and the Grenadiers. And actually, hand cannons remaining. Not a lot of hand cannons remaining. The most of the army do see 28 military units for Klavskis, but that's just mainly light cav. That's just mainly light left, but 36, 37 idle villagers. That's so much idle time for Whitecourt here. He's going to struggle for resources. Look at his food. Look at the food from Whitecourt. He's struggling. Now even like if you're on these farms, oh, these are the only farmers for him working at this point. And without food coming in, like, what are you going to do here? Economy from Klavskis here is just completely safe in the back. Really, really nice big economy. And the fight in the middle actually seems like Whitecourt is winning the fight in the middle, but like I said, how big is the raiding going to impact his ability to make more army? Military count is getting close, but I still feel that Whitecourt has the better army here. With the siege rams being so important, siege rams tanking up the arrow fire from the crossbows, from the skirmishers, sorry, so that the bombard cannons and arbalest combo can kill these skirmishers. Cavalier could maybe pick up the bombard cannons. Needs to keep those alive. Oh no, going to lose one. I think he could have saved that one. And oh man, 2 Cavalier picking off 2 bombard cannons. That's so huge. That's so huge. He did send a villager forward to repair, but he was a bit too slow. And now we see Cavaliers going into raid, and yeah, just 40 villagers behind, and more than 20 idols for Whitecourt. Yeah, Klavskis is just going to win the game here with the raiding. If this goes on, Klavskis is just going to win here because of the raiding that he's doing. And look at the population difference as well. Klavskis only almost being top capped with 185 at 200 population and only 105 for Whitecourt. Whitecourt is unable to get his population up just because he doesn't have the resources coming in. He doesn't have enough villagers working to make new military. Yeah, so Klavskis actually, like, I wouldn't say he was strong to find the middle, but he was clearly getting pushed back in the middle. But like, this was so important, these stables here close to the economy. And I feel like if Whitecourt have went for the ratings first, he could have done the same thing, because look at all this economy exposed for Klavskis. Both bases were wide open. So maybe if Whitecourt went for a rating, he could have been victorious in this game. But Klavskis, being the better player, making the correct decision here, going for the rating first, and that's what won him the game. Let's check the achievements. Kill death, pretty close actually, pretty close kill death. Military count, a bit more for Klavskis, 3 conversions for both players. And resources, actually better for Whitecourt, of course, because during the most time of the game he did have more villagers. Klavskis a lot more map explored, 83% versus 66, that's pretty big difference at this level. And also gold collected, more than 2k gold difference because he collected those relics early on. So well played to both players. The second game was really close, and Klavskis will advance to the quarterfinals of the high brackets of the Red Cup.